So, if you know me, I've been around the fighting game scene for a while. I started with Street Fighter V, and then branched out to some Strive, some Melty Blood, KOF 15, Street Fighter 6. Kind of became my home. Um, but a game I never really touched was Tekken. Uh, because it's deeply complicated. Uh, Whenever you watch the Tekken broadcast, it was actually very great to watch as an outsider, as an idiot. But they were saying all these things and weird words and terms, and it's very, very hard to get into. But I somehow managed it. And it's not like Tekken did a thing where they fixed all the things that I hate. And all the things that are a barrier to entry. Or anything. Or that I found a great resource. What happened was, and this is not reproducible, is that I got a girlfriend who's a lifelong Tekken fan and Soul Calibur fan. And when she found out, oh, like, you commentate tournaments, you do fighting game stuff, I was like, that's great. Like, let's play some games. And there was no overlap in our games interests. And I ended up playing a bunch of Tekken with her. She installed Tekken 7 on my computer. No, I did because I thought it could be fun to play with her. I need to make that clear. And I got my ass beaten a bunch. And now, that's not good. The fighting game nerd, my girlfriend comes in here and beats my ass. Can't have that. So I started looking for resources and digging through the giant abyss. And we played regularly, and I started getting into it. But Tekken still really has this huge issue of information. And yes, that's sometimes I posted a tweet about this last night. Like, it's wild how all the things I hate about Tekken is still true, but having a cute girl who want to play set shop at my apartment every week made me fall in love with it. And one of my friends, Proximoron, asked about it, and I kind of went on a bit of a rant about the quality of the learning tools. Because, yeah, I've gotten spoiled by Dustloop, which lets open Guilty Gear Strive. Let's say character I play Axel Low. Okay, here's a good overview of him. Here's some pro-cons, overview of all his moves. Here's stuff about his strategy that goes into quite depth. Have they gotten caught up on the matchup stuff? They actually have started to catch up on some of the matchup stuff. That's incredible. Dustloop is such an incredible resource. Like, immediate starter guide here, combos. My favorite thing that Dustloop has is counter strategy for, like, hey, here's how you gotta fight this character. I think that's incredible. And it's resources like that that really help me get into games. Because as I talk about in the Twitter thread, is that I don't think I actually posted, no. Yeah, Tekken has a ton of really interesting and nuanced systems that are really cool and fun to interact with. They're just not explained anywhere. Which is such a problem, because... So... My Tekken resource, let me look through... The resource that got me started was... this Google Sheets, which is a season out of date. So there's not good. I found this on Reddit after Googling like Kazuya B&B combos. Okay, and it has like all the characters, and I picked up Kazuya, you know, there's some stuff. But like, this is fine. This is good. My real big issue with it is, if we open... You may see I have been reading. Where is the mechanics? Where's the side on the wake up system. Wake up, yes. So, now, wake up is different from tech recovery. Two different things. Because tech recovery is when you land and immediately you can do a thing. And not all knockdowns let you tech. And this is interesting. However, this site only looks at tech rolls, which they specify as a group of various ways, but they only look at one of them. And even here, there's like 4 different situations you can get in after you're knocked down. Like, y'all, like, you look at all this information. The issue is this isn't comprehensive. I can't express how deep that goes. It's not comprehensive. I was losing. This is a Tekken 7 resource. I didn't fall in love with Tekken because it's easy to get into, or it's easy to pick up, or it conveys itself to you. I fell in love despite it. My partner, I think this example is correct, played Paul, so I opened the Paul site and look at counterplay. Yeah. For the most played character in the game. This is the most played character in the game. There's fucking nothing. I need to express that I really, really love this game. But it's so... The information we have access to is so flawed. This is my main character, Kazuya. This is his strategy page, dude. He's the 3rd most played character in the game, and this is... And now, this isn't just me, like, shitting on this wiki. I'm highlighting this because this is the best resource I found. I need to make that... Tekken is such a good fucking game. There are so many really interesting systems. The neutral is deeply fascinating. The movement system is satisfying as fuck. But it's really not helping you to get into it. But, because there's no information in the game, but they have made strides. Tekken 8 is a step forward. I will say, if you've been holding on getting into Tekken, I can recommend getting in with Tekken 8. Because there are 3 points. 1, punishment training. This is the greatest feature Tekken has. Let's actually legit, I'm just booting up Tekken 7. Tekken 8 has also confirmed that they have this. This is genuinely the greatest feature I've seen in any fighting game. There are some issues, though. It does not cover all punishable moves. But I will give them... This is one of the best features games have. Let's boot this. So, punishment training. It's essentially... Tekken has a problem. Tekken 8 is coming out with a roster of 32 characters. But if you wanted to get into Tekken 7, there's 54. This is Steve, because I think... There's 54 characters, and it has this issue where if you play ranked against someone, you will just get matched up against a fucking bear sometimes, and you won't have an idea of how to fight it. So there's a lot of knowledge checks. That is still an issue. Punishment training, however, it's here. It has a list of some of the punishable moves. I think some punishable moves are missing from this, which is an issue for me. So this is a great system, but it's not perfect. Is that you can just go and then just say begin normal training. And then it just shows you how to punish different moves. And this again. And then if you want to like get it mixed up, the hard mode, they don't repeat if you fail, and they just run all the options, and you can like deselect all of them and only choose like these two options, which I think is great. I genuinely think the punishment training thing is beautiful, and that is one of the big things that Tekken has added that really helps you get into it and be like, oh, I found a fucking bear unranked. How am I going to fight him? Punishment training is good for that. Second, they have good move lists now. The Tekken 8 move list has a section that's just your recommended moves. Here are like the 20 moves that you really need, which is good. But what I really appreciate is that it has stance transitions. So for Steve, his a lot of his strings, you can transition into a stance after those if you hold forward or back. That's not listed in Tekken 7. So if you wanted to learn a character like Steve, you just have to guess and try. But that is now listed in Tekken 8. As well as throws. If you look up a throw in the move list, it tells you how to break it. There's a lot of quality of life things added with that. It's not perfect. By fucking God, isn't it? But the Abyss is a little bit less dark. And the third one is that they're adding in replay takeover, which is awesome. Which is a thing they stole from a bunch of other games, but if after a set you can literally go back and like take over a replay and go, this situation was hard and complicated, how do I deal with it? And you can lap things out. So they are doing things to help. But what we really need is more community members who know this shit doing more guides on them. I need to see if I can find this. I was browsing YouTube, just looking at things. Wall jump. Yeah. So in Tekken, there's this thing that's called a wall jump. It's not explained anywhere in the games. So I was just browsing and got this recommended.
Have you heard about wall jumps? This is a special attack that can be done by pressing back, up, back, when your back is
This
up
is not
the
on the
wall.
move list.
Normally, characters will have one of 4 different generic wall jumps, but a few of them have their own unique animation. My particular favorite is the Flight of the Goose.
This is just like a fucking Easter egg. Like, what the fuck? The Blasted Salami aria is one of the great content creators actually creating guides for this beautiful game. But it is an abyss, and I don't think we should judge people for struggling to get in, because it is deep and dark and complicated. There's so much nonsense to learn, and I love that, and I appreciate it. That's why I think it's interesting. Fuck me. This game needs better resources. And I'm not smart enough to make them, which annoys me. But yeah, that's kind of how I fell in love. I have so many issues. But the core of the game is so good that I am tolerating it. And that's genuinely really impressive to me. So yeah, if you want to hear me talk about more fighting game stuff, check out my stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and take care of yourself, be a good human and all that. See ya. Play some Tekken, I guess.